Hanxue community. I'm Yuki, and I have the pleasure to tell you that this is our first traveling podcast. The crew and I feel so thrilled to have the opportunity to be here and share with you about culture, traditions, emblematic food, and more. So let me present you. This is Burak. He's from Turkey, and she's Ale, and she's from Mexico. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yuki.
And the first question, why Germany?
Okay. Well, there are like several reasons I decided to come to Germany. First of all, well, the personal reason is it was to try to see if I could manage to be here by myself after pandemic, being like 3 years like lockdown, and I wanted to try something different. I'm, as you know, I'm an English and Spanish teacher, so I'm into languages, and I say, well, now I want to try a different language. And like my brother is married to a German girl, and they are having family, so I said, okay, I think German, for personal reasons, it would be a good idea to have communication with my sister-in-law, with her family. And I said, why not in the future teaching German? No, that is like the main reason why I decided to come to Germany.
Oh, that's great. It's an amazing language, and I bet it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, in fact, it's I can tell you it's more difficult than English. The structures are completely different. Because even though in the order of the words, English and Spanish, no, the way we structure is not the same, but there are similarities. However, in German, I say that it's like the Yoda language, no, because like from Star Wars, because you change a lot the position of the words, and it's necessary to do that for using the language correctly. So yeah, it's been a bit difficult, but well, it's not impossible. I'm on the way, no, to do it. And I mean, I have always thought that you can learn a language anywhere you are, but like living in the place, it gives you like an extra a tool to learn faster, no? Because you have to communicate in the language.
I bet like yes or yes, you need to communicate and you
Yes,
need to practice. So
exactly.
that's great.
My word nothing. So I had to open.
It's okay, don't worry. And what about you, Burak? Tell us a little bit why did you choose Mexico?
Just like my friend from Mexico, like my flatmate from Mexico. That's why. So I didn't have any much idea about Mexico.
Okay. And meanwhile, you were living with him. Did he cook something from Mexico and you tasted?
Yeah,
How was it?
yeah. We mostly cook already at home. We don't have like outside food culture, but it's really hard to find ingredients.
Mhm.
Yeah, we found like chipotle, like jar, but it got expensive and more expensive. It's just like one little jar is like 50 peso or something. I think I don't know.
Okay. Over there.
Yeah, but it was 50. I don't know now, like maybe 70, 60, 50.
Okay. Okay. Because now it's the same price here in Mexico
Or really,
for
I don't
the
know.
small can.
Yeah, that classic can, it just, I don't know how much now here, probably more expensive, because if you buy for 50, maybe you're like 70, 80, 50, 90. I don't know.
Okay. All right. And Ale, what was your first impression when you arrived to Germany?
Well, my first, I have had the chance to be here before, first as a tourist, now a little bit as a citizen. But the first impression is like we are like a completely different culture. Yeah, Mexican culture and German culture, that's a completely different. What I have seen is that here there's like more organization, for example, in the public transportation, usually the schedules are on time. You have like applications to know when to take the train, when to take the bus, the good connections that you have with inside the country, if you want to know other places. So I think the organization is something that I can say that the first impression that it was like good. It was a good country related to communication. uh, and well, also that I had the idea that, well, it's everybody should speak English. Most of the people in big cities such as Berlin, yes, you can find people speaking English, of course. I'm now in Dusseldorf, and yes, it's a very, very cosmopolitan city. However, when you go to small towns, nearby, you can go to the supermarket and you can ask something in English, and the person there says, I don't speak
What?
English. Especially, you know what? Especially the elderly, because like my sister-in-law's parents. I mean, they were trying. They do not speak English. They try to understand, and they were trying to say things, but they do not. They live in a small town. Yeah, and especially the adults, the young adults now, they are like more open to talk to you in English. But yeah, older people, they are. My sister-in-law told me that in fact that she went to an exchange to the US because the English lessons were not as good, as she needed, for developing the language. So that was like a little bit strange at the beginning. Yeah, but depends on the city as well. Because here, if I go to a store and I want to I don't know how to say something in German, and I use English, they usually answer to me in English. Yeah. So especially in small towns. Yeah.
Okay, that is a little bit difficult for them to get it. And what, Burak, for you? How was your first impression when you arrived to Mexico? And you listen everything in Spanish.
I'm already like used to listen different languages, so I didn't feel like too different. But the vibe, the roads give me a lot of like Southeast Asian vibes. And people mostly really look like Southeast Asian. I can say that like somehow not Thai, but mixture of Indonesian people, especially if they're a little bit dark, a Filipino. They're really, that's what I felt.
Okay, and what happened when you, for example, like Ale shared with us that everything was on a schedule, the bus, the subway. What about Mexico City? Did you
Honestly,
did you
I
take a
didn't
bus?
take any bus. I just use Uber.
No, just
Yeah,
taxi. That's it.
yeah, because it was kind of very cheap. Now I don't know how much, but it was really cheap compared to what we pay here.
Okay, but the impression of seeing everyone running in Mexico City, it was
I
like
got used
different.
to in different countries, so I didn't really feel so something different. But I told you the like green,
Oh
like
yeah.
road lines
Mhm.
really give you the Southeast Asian vibes. I think on the same like in the US is also green, you know, because only I saw in Thailand they use like green font.
Green.
In Europe
China
also is
is
green.
green too. China is green too, but I don't know, Ale, in
I haven't
Germany?
I haven't realized, but I have seen blue. I have
Yeah,
seen blue. Yeah.
because European continent is like a country. If you see like a one thing, is all the same in the other countries. Like there's no too many difference.
All right. And talking about the season we are right now, like in Christmas, that Ale, how was your Christmas over there? Your first Christmas in Germany?
Well, it is somehow a bit different from Mexico because we tend to have dinner very late, 9, 10, and then open the gifts at um, 11, 12, no? And we have
Yeah.
this American tradition, no? The Santa Claus. Here they don't have they don't have this. Most of the this is more like a religion thing. Most of the people are Christian, so they don't do this Santa Claus thing. So which is more American. But here, the first thing that they do is to eat cake. For us,
Yeah.
is first is like at the end the dessert, but for them it's just first cake, coffee.
Okay.
Then we open gifts, and after that we had the dinner, and I think everything it's over around 9 or 10. No? Then everybody goes to their homes, and that's it. No, which for us is more like a party. Like we are very noisy, and here no, it's everything
Yeah.
so calm. Yeah, and usually in Mexico we have this situation of gathering, like all the family together. No, like having big families and everybody in one house, and here is more like, okay, just the family, like the husband, the wife, and the kids. Then the next 2 days, the 25th and the 26th, these are still holidays. These days we have holidays. So one day is for visiting like the grandparents from the mother's side, and the other day from the dad's side. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not like in Mexico that we have like these big gatherings, with all the family and the food. That was something that it was like quite interesting because we tend to cook a lot, like a lot of food that even we
Yes.
can eat the same food for the next 3 days. Here is like here is more like the specific portions, yeah, for that day, and that's it. Yeah, well, they it's like usually duck or goose here during Christmas. Obviously, this Christmas was a bit of a combination between Mexican because my brother's family prepares something that we cooked we cook in Mexico. But yes, it's like goose, duck, potatoes. I like currywurst. I like bratwurst, but I know it's not like a no. Definitely, Mexican food is much better.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Like,
Burak, when you came to Mexico, how did you find the parties? Because he mentioned before about the quinceañera,
who?
right? You mentioned there was a party, and you say then how is from your perspective about the parties here in Mexico?
Something that we never do, is just because people will find like a little bit weird and cringe here because well, I don't care your birthday. Here like nobody care, but here in Mexico people are really willing to go any party, doesn't matter who. Like here we just like I don't care your birthday. It just but
Okay, the difference.
everybody really comes like even if like somebody passing the street they just join. And they have really big speaker, like really, really big speaker. Like we're just using these only for wedding. But they just listen music in like normal day. They have like a giant speaker and they listen like 3 a.m. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Even if we
That's
open
Mexican
that
people.
if you have that much big speaker in daytime, and if you play that loud, police will come here. I think the same in Germany or somewhere else. Like, in Europe, you have to really have like boundaries for your neighbors. Like, you cannot even have party at home. Like, even if I open at 8 a.m., 8 p.m., like music, police like can come here because I cannot disturb my understair or upstairs neighbors. That's really,
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Something that
yeah,
you said in the place where I live, what it's like, it's called what it's the area that it's called like downtown. That's called Altstadt. It's very close. It belongs to that area, and we have like rules. After 10 p.m., we cannot have like a lot of noise at home.
not even like music. You cannot even open like vacuum machine, like
Yeah,
laundry. You cannot do like noisy things. And
exactly.
if you do, like police can come and like they fine you. Like you can pay, I don't know how many euros or whatsoever is the currency. You can pay like money, like 500 euros or something like that. It's really serious. And
Yeah.
all live
No.
in apartments, so you cannot really have your own space to have like so loud music.
Mhm.
And in my
Yes.
country, the
And
walls are really thin. Even if you talk next door, people can listen.
yes, so true. And I never realized about the noise because for me it's
Part of like
like everything
part
is
of,
normal because we are into the culture, right? But
yeah,
for example, if you are living, because I used to share a flat with a Chinese girl, and it's like I was alone,
yeah.
no noise, no nothing with her. So I bet it's weird and difficult
And
to
Chinese
tell.
people are quite noisy. They are so noisy people. Like, I
Mexican.
was no Chinese people.
Ah, Chinese?
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
from
the
mainland
voice.
China.
Uh-huh.
I don't know really mainland China, but I was in Singapore. Like I couldn't even hear my own voice. They were so noisy talking. Like I will send like a video, and you will really see like the noisiest people ever in the world. Like there are like I can say 50 people, and they make like 1,000 people's noise.
No, because have you heard people from India?
Like,
Their voice, the volume is very high too.
yeah,
But the thing with the Chinese people is because of the tones of the language. So you need to mark the tones, otherwise you may say any other type of word. So that's why you need to speak a little bit louder than
yeah.
usual. So that's
But they're
why you
shouting.
heard that.
They just shout. So weird.
It's funny. It's funny. And okay, so we already covered about parties and perspectives of living in or visiting other countries. And what about that for you, Burak? For example, what things did and did not surprise you about Mexico besides the noise?
The heat, like the heat, was so hot. I didn't
The
surprise.
heat.
But
Okay.
the surprising thing is like while you are going to Mexico City is really cold. That
Oh,
also surprised me. I was checking my phone and I was like, in Jose Cardel, and it was like almost feels like 50. But if you go toward to Mexico City, it feels like, five, so big difference.
okay.
And
And what about? Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
people still use DVDs, CDs. It's so surprising. Like I didn't use maybe more than 15 years.
Yes, that's true.
And it's
But
like last
still,
year I was in Mexico, not like 10 years ago. I was so surprising. I was thinking like people still have like DVD writers because
mhm.
I don't think we sell anymore. It was so like analog.
Yes, a lot of people use them. I also have my old collection. It's just like something like sentimental thing.
Also, yeah. And you know, the surprising thing is you don't have market there. In
Market. Oh.
Mexico, like in Europe, I don't know, at least in my country, every single corner is like market and like really big supermarket. But in Mexico, you have like one giant, like Chedraui or like Walmart. But here, every 5 meter is like different company market and really big. Like not 7-Eleven or other market is like really big. Like 500 meters square is like giant. They even sell TV, like they sell everything there.
Mhm. It depends because in the city that I'm living in right now, we have a couple of markets. We have like five big ones and others just mediums. But
Yeah.
I think you mentioned 7-Eleven. I think Mexico City is full of 7-Eleven.
Yeah, but it's just like buffet. Not really. Whenever we go these markets, we can even buy like washing machine. And it's like really not like Chedraui size, it's just like 500 meters square or 250. It's just small though, but not that small. But in my country, we have four big markets and they have more than 15,000 each. Each market has more than 15,000 markets, entire Turkey, like all around Turkey.
Okay.
Like,
So you have.
it feels so weird to walk market more than 2 minutes. I'm always complaining to go to market because, by walk is like 7 minutes. It's really far for me. And I was like, why they don't open any clothes around me?
Okay, that's great. What about Germany? Ale, do you have
Uh,
a
well, yeah, yeah. In fact, yes, it's incredible that okay, we are in a developed country, and here the thing of that you need all the time cash. You need to have cash in
Oh,
your
that's so boring.
because yeah, because there are some places that they do not accept the credit card or debit card. I mean, not only cash. So all the time you must have cash in your wallet because uh, you may find like no, we don't accept, just
No,
or just cash.
in
Yeah.
Turkey, even if you want to buy like 50 cent peso, like not 1 peso, you can pay by card. And they have to. Like doesn't matter even if you 10 cent of peso, like really like worthless money, and you can pay by card.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, that's like something that really surprises me. Like here, like, why cannot pay all everything with card? No, so and
Yes.
another situation here. Well, probably the part of like people, here it's very difficult to start like having a conversation with a German person. It's not like in Latin America that you're like on a line and you're like talking like to the person behind you or in front of you, like no, and now here they are like, I mean, it's not easy to approach them. Yeah, I mean, so usually, for example, my friends here, they are from different countries, not from Germany, because that's a little bit difficult. Yeah, to approach them. They are not open to hello, how are you? No, no, no,
They're
no.
really cold people, especially the central area.
Yeah, yeah. That
Like
definitely, yeah.
there's a border in Europe. Like if you pass out of like Bulgaria or like Macedonia, people get really changed. after Serbia, especially like the border is Hungary, like European border is Hungary. If you go further away, Hungary, like people, like really, really cold people,
Yeah, definitely.
really racist.
Okay.
It doesn't
And what
matter
about
where
Turkey? And what about Turkey? That if we go over there, we can make some friends or
of course, doesn't matter, we and Victor, we were walking on the street. A random guy stopped us and he started to ask questions to Victor, like, "Oh, where are you from? How old are you? Like, what are you doing here?" And he said, "Oh, okay, bye." He went like, it was so, I didn't even understand what is going on. It was
okay.
so weird for me. And people were just like, "Oh, okay, bye." Yeah,
Good
like
to know that.
working or what do you do for a living, blah blah. And like 2 minutes later, I say, okay, see you. We have a lot of these Central American people also. Even I saw like Haitian people here in Turkey.
Oh.
Turkey is like really global. You can find anyone you want in the country. Even Paraguay, El Salvador, Ecuador, like wheresoever you want, you can find a person.
Okay, that's good to know. Because sometimes you feel that the country you may just find certain type of people, right?
Yeah.
But it's multicultural. What about you, Ale? When you living over there, you did you taste something like Mexican food?
I have eaten Mexican food here because like I miss no like the tortillas, the tacos, but it's I mean it's not obviously as good as in
Yeah.
Mexico, and it's more expensive because of the ingredients. There is one restaurant here in Dusseldorf that is called Casita Mexicana. It's like the closest, no, like the taste of the tacos, but it's expensive. But you can taste like the quality of the ingredients is very similar to the ones in Mexico. And
Mm-hmm.
also I found a small store that it sells like Latin products, so expensive. So I bought not even a kilo of tortillas, which would be in Mexico, I don't know, €1, €2, one and a half, probably. Here, not even 1 kilo, it was like 400 grams, €4. It is quite expensive, no? Like something that is basic for us in Mexico. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
situation that if you want to find like the real ingredients, they are quite expensive. So
I
yeah,
think so.
yeah, so but
Yes, it's
once in a while, I have eaten
yes.
here because yes, of course, I miss the food. I've been here already 5 months, so I just need my food.
I think so. Yes, sometimes it's like you have food sick.
Yeah,
People always get disappointed when they eat their food in abroad. So I prefer to keep not eating my own food in abroad unless I cook
yeah.
because you pay a lot of money. And there's a funny thing, Mexican people drink a lot of cola. They're like almost
Mm.
everybody diabetic there. But when they try baklava or whatsoever we have, any dessert, they say, "Oh my God, this is so sweet. How you drink, how you're eating this." But a single person drink like 5 liters of cola, which contains like maybe 500 grams of sugar, and they say like, "Oh, a slice of baklava has a lot of sugar. Like how you can eat?" I was asking the same question. How you drinking 5 liters of cola? And it was so funny.
Now you changed the subject.
But the cola flavor in Mexico is really good. I don't know why, but the case is really good. I was also addicted to cola. There's something wrong with your cola. I think because of water, water quality changed a lot. As I know
Mhm.
about cola, you have really good cola. In Europe, they don't have like too much sprinkle cola. It's just like sweet water. But in Mexico, it was really good. I could also drink 5 liters of cola every day there because it's so hot. And it was so good flavor.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. I don't know why, but it tastes really good. I tasted in China and it was, I don't know, the flavor, it was like no sweet. So maybe
Mhm.
that's why, because maybe as we know that every country changes the recipes for the people that
Yeah.
they are used to certain kind of flavors. So maybe that's why. Because for example, that people here in Mexico sadly believe that Chinese food that they are consuming here is the real Chinese food. But when you
Oh,
go to China and you taste the real Chinese food, is nothing at all about the before, the
especially
taste
like
before.
it
Yeah.
was really bad sushi there. I know he even cooked the fish inside the sushi. Like it should be raw, not cooked. But it was really weird. And the rice is too dry in Mexico. I don't know why, but it's really dry.
So you have sticky rice.
Not really. Like, when we have, you feel the wetness of the rice, but when you eat
Mhm.
in Mexico, it's like a little bit dry. I think it's just
Okay.
in the water inside. It was
It,
like
it's like
dry.
uh, there's a, like the Indian rice, right? Like the grains, they
Yeah,
are like long and like fluffy.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
you
remember
like
I was
jasmine
buying
rice.
food, and the rice feels like not really cooked. It was too different.
Okay.
We also eat a lot of rice here, but not that as much as Asia.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. They have like a six or seven kind of rice.
Yeah. But I don't
But
also like
yes,
own rice because rice is really holy thing. It's like every meal food, especially
mm-hmm.
for. But it just somehow disappointing you because it was like too dry. But here also in Turkey they put a lot of oil to make it not sticky. I don't also like.
Okay, so it's a little bit oily. And did you taste rice, Ale?
Yeah, well, it's not like the main, like, yes, I mean, there's rice, but it's, I have seen, for example, when I cook it in Mexico, as he said, it's like, yeah, it, it gets drier like faster. And here it's like I can see that it's like there's like I don't know, it's there's humid and I don't know, I don't like it. For example, I like the one in Mexico because that's because it's dry. So yeah, here it's like, oh my god, why I don't, and I have realized that yeah, it's a type of rice, but it's not something that it's a, you know what, here what is the potato. I mean, in
Yeah, yeah,
Mexico you can buy like one, two, three potatoes. Now here you go to a supermarket and you have the bags, so you have to.
yeah,
I don't want so many potatoes, but yeah,
Potato.
yeah. The thing is the potato and the bread. Yeah, it's like here bread in the morning. Every time. No, it's like, for example, breakfast is bread with a piece of cheese on top or with jam on top, or so it's like basic food here. Bread
What
and
type of
potatoes. Mhm.
like baguette or
No,
croissant?
they have this small. They have different, but they have they are called brochten. These are small, like like the bread that we have in Mexico, that we call micha,
yeah.
or that we call, but in small one, made with seeds, or but it's a small one. What I can tell you is that it's really good. I mean, for me, the bread here is really good. No matter where you buy it,
Yeah.
I haven't tasted the bread that's I know this is ugly. No, any, I mean, sweet, salty. For me, it's like, for me it's the best thing, the bread.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
good
are
to know
really
that.
good for bread, as even in Turkey, the first in the entire human being history, they plant the wheat here, like the first. So in this area, like Turkey, Iraq, Syria, or wheresoever they first plant here, so they have been doing like 100,000 millions a year. They've been cooking bread here, so it's not something new. So that's why it's really good. Even I really know, what I miss first in abroad. I miss bread first and cheese because in this is like the best in Europe. Cheese and bread, like the best thing. Like wheresoever you go, you cannot find the same flavor.
Did you taste rice? Yeah, I think so. Wow, such a huge journey, knowing each other's culture and learning from other cultures. So I certainly believe that this is going to be a very useful information for all of us. And just want to say thank you, all of you, for being here, for explaining, sharing, and for listening to us, to the people who is going to listen to us, actually. And Hanxue crew is so looking forward for next podcast episode. So please stay tuned and
Thank you so much.